Garcia, his family has long been farmers. He worked on a farm growing up, and he's coming to the ring with over 70 farmers and a famous boxer as well. Here's Jose Ramirez, who's from Fresno. He's done a lot of positive work in this community, especially surrounding the issues of getting water to feed some of these very dry crops in this area. And Fresno has showed up to support him here tonight. What a gentleman in and out of the ring.
No, a gentleman and a lethal inside the ring, but bringing awareness to an important cause for him on this big stage. It goes to show the character.
Catchweight fight, Mikey Garcia in the black, Sandor Martin in the white.
Martin, the southpaw, with the red gloves, and Mikey Garcia does excellent against southpaws. He fell short with Errol Spence because that was a size and a little bit too big. And we saw what he did with Dejan Lechichinen, and of course Juan Manuel Lopez.
You see Mikey Garcia process data, figure the guy out before he really turns on the jets. Chris, how fast of a start do you think Garcia gets off to?
I don't think he gets off to a fast start at all. It's never really been Mikey Garcia's MO. He was telling us this week he takes 2 or 3 rounds to kind of figure out what a guy is going to do. Doesn't watch a lot of tape on his opponents, uses these first few rounds to basically figure out how to fight and then proceed accordingly. I'm curious to see is how he fights when Martin lunges in. When you watch him, when he gets a little bit comfortable, he starts to lunge in with that right hand and follow it up with lefts. That would seem to be a type of style that would leave him wide open to big counter shots from Mikey Garcia.
Yeah, Garcia tells us that he studies and breaks down opponents. Every little thing, every moment that passes in the first and second round, he's studying the eyes, the body language, the movement, the breathing, how tight he's clinching. If he really wants to fight, these are all things that take about 2-3 rounds for him to finally unleash his offense.
Your direct TV stream and the live tweet and
Sandor Martin entering this fight on a 9-fight winning streak. Said he's going to take Mikey Garcia to school.
And for whatever it's worth, Martin has been a little more active than Garcia. He fought once this year, probably his best win to date against Kane Prosper, picking up that win back in April.
Yeah, he rocked Prosper a few times. He's don't let the 13 KOs and 38 wins fool you. Martin has some power.
Yeah, he has good pop. He has good pop in his punches. He's not a power puncher, but it's enough to respect, at the end of the punch, especially from that left-handed stance.
But he has had his best, though, Sergio, and he's coming forward. For most of this round, it's been Mikey Garcia pressing the action a little bit. This is not where Sandor Martin wants to be, fighting backwards in combination.
Mikey Garcia already getting close to the ropes, and you see that Martin's actually a little bit weary. He doesn't want to be against the ropes. Keep the fight in the middle of the ring, but that's going to be very difficult to do against Garcia.
Martin is all over the place, reacting to every feint that Garcia gives him.
Jittery, yeah, and that's the reason I say it's hard. It's going to be hard for him to keep the fight in the middle of the ring because he's going to have to fight Mikey Garcia.
Is that nerves, Sergio?
No, it's not nerves. Like you said, he's very confident. It's just kind of twitchy defense.
Experience. In fact, he's had more professional rounds than Mikey Garcia, 254 compared to 238.
In the corner of Mikey Garcia, they want more feints. They want Martin to actually bite on the offense where he can counter with the lefts and rights. Lights are going out.
I was looking around to see if Fan Dam was floating in.
Over here. Over here. Over here.
Okay. Tom, that was very WWE-esque right there.
I was waiting for The Undertaker maybe to come out from under the ring. Maybe some conspiracy theories here in the crowd.
Mikey Garcia already backing up. Martin. It's the 1-2, basic 1-2 for Mikey Garcia. It's the best thing that he does. It's so long, but he hides his right hand behind that jab. He knocks a lot of world-class fighters with that right hand. 1-2, simple.
mentioned Mikey Garcia's lack of activity. He's fought just 7 times since January 2014. This is his first fight in 20 months.
Yeah, a little bit different circumstances this time around.
Ooh, nice shot there on the inside from Sandor Martin. Caught Garcia coming in.
That was Mikey coming in first. He landed that straight. I believe it was a right hand to the jaw. Good counter by Martin, but he got clipped in the jaw first.
Posturing so far in these first 2 rounds.
That's exactly what Mikey Garcia does. It's not posturing. He's backing up. He's inching his feet closer and closer. He's getting closer with that jab. And there it is. There's that 1-2 that he throws.
Martin stuck in the corner, tries to slide out to his right.
A little less movement from Martin now. He wants to actually stand his ground, get some respect.
This is Garcia's second left-handed opponent in his last 3 fights. Third in his last 6. He's very comfortable and confident fighting southpaws.
No jabs from Martin so far. Because Mikey is lethal with those combinations. There's a good 1-2. That's probably the best punch from Sandor Martin. He's an excellent body puncher, but the 1-2 from the left-handed stance is what his best on.
Going downstairs is Martin.
Sharp punching right there by Sandor Martin.
Chris always has to one-up us, doesn't he, Sergio?
In a negative manner.
Trying to give people the information, Todd.
Well, Chris, my question to you is, if Sandor Martin knows it takes Garcia a few rounds to get going, you'd think he'd want to jump all over him early, right?
Well, he's certainly fighting a cautious fight at this point. He's had some success, particularly in that first round. That jab, Sergio, not so much a scoring punch that Martin's throwing out, but kind of a rangefinder that he can throw that left hand behind.
Yeah, I think Martin's wanting to counter the counter puncher. That's exactly what Mikey Garcia is great at. He's really lethal with those counter punching, but right now Martin's trying to counter the counter punching. See, Mikey's gonna keep pressuring and dissecting the opponent in front of him. He'll find a way in.
38 of Martin's 40 career fights have come in Spain. All of them have been in Europe. He's fought in Sweden and Italy. Now, of course, for the first time ever in the United States.
We talked about this in Soto and Gonzalez fight, but if this is the style that Martin's going to fight for the duration, it's going to have to be in great shape. I mean, it's tough to stay on your back foot and move as much as he's trying to move.
Well, he did a nice job sticking and moving there.
I think other than keeping his chin down, he's doing a good job when his back gets against the ropes. I mean, he landed a good right hook combination. His punches are crisp, they're fast, and right now Mikey Garcia has to respect what's coming back from Martin.
Martin hasn't lost since Anthony Egypt beat him September of 2017. 9 straight wins.
Powerful, Anthony. I really enjoyed watching that fight. It showed that Martin can
Shot on the inside from Garcia as he starts to let his hands go. But Martin caught him coming in again.
That was a good right hook by Sandor Martin. Caught Mikey coming in right there, nicely. And that's what we're talking about, Chris. Sandor Martin not a power puncher, but he is a crisp puncher. You gotta respect this power. You can hear the Sandors when they're landing on Garcia's body. Really clean, backed up clean. right there and got out of the way. Pivoting away from Mikey Garcia, clean shot. Those are confidence boosters. When you're the underdog, a big underdog like Sandor Martin, that gets good to you. You know that you can land on this man and possibly hurt him.
So we get set for round 4 here in Fresno, California, scheduled for 10. A non-title fight, a rare non-title fight for Mikey Garcia.
They want more feints from Garcia and to stop aiming at the head, aim at the chest of Martin, because Martin does have some good upper body movement right now, but the chest is not going to go anywhere.
Let's take a look at Chris Mannix's scorecard through 3 rounds.
Yeah, I've got it 2 rounds to 1 in favor of Sandor Martin. That body's done, he has done some pretty good work on Mikey Garcia, able to move away from Mikey's pressure, and when he does, land some big shots. We'll see if he can do it for 6 more rounds, but right now, I've got Sandor Martin in the lead.
I agree with Chris right there, 2-1, but I want to see how Martin's going to knock once. And Mikey starts throwing combinations, not just 1 and 2s. Once the combination starts flowing and he breaks the distance, how's Martin going to react?
This crowd's still waiting to get energized behind a big Mikey Garcia punch.
You got to remember, Sandor Martin's a natural bigger fighter here, so he might be able to take a little bit more from what Garcia normally hurts his opponents with.
Jessica McCaskill is with us. What have you made of Sandor Martin so far?
I feel like Martin has eliminated Mikey's jab. We know that Mikey needs to throw that jab first in order to set up those good combinations. And we talk about a righty and a lefty fighting, and they have that front foot battle. These guys are having the front hand battle, that those jab hands are parrying each other, and they're not actually getting over to the score.
Great analysis.
Perfect analysis, absolutely.
Sergio, do you get the sense that Garcia is still trying to figure him out, or he's figured him out, he just hasn't been able to stop him yet?
No, I think it's the latter, Todd. I think he has to respect what Sandor Martin is doing right now. You know, like I said, he's naturally the bigger fighter, but Martin's throwing the right counter combinations, the check right hook, staying away from the ropes, keeping the fight in the middle of the ring, and those jittery feints that he's throwing in the jab.
Garcia with a 75% knockout ratio, 30 KOs in his 40 wins. Sandor Martin with 13 KOs in his 38 victories.
Nice move off the ropes by Sandor Martin right there. Not staying on the ropes long enough for Mikey Garcia to get any kind of confidence of landing anything.
You know, as you start thinking about the scorecards here, it's only a 10-round fight. Mikey Garcia can't wait too long to get aggressive on Sandor Martin.
That was a good round for me.
Yeah, no, but he normally does that.
Yeah.
Either way, this crowd was expecting more excitement, at least from Mikey Garcia. Martinez made this a very difficult, strategic fight. He told us that he had a special ability to predict things in the ring, that he knew what Garcia was going to do, and he would be 3 or 4 steps ahead of his opponent.
Martin has a good rhythm. You know, he has a good rhythm of coming out with a jab. See all that? Those punches are missing by Garcia. He's not loading up on anything, but they're missing. But then Martin comes back with a nice jab. Just like that right there. Stop! Wait! Box. When the fighter's coming forward, those little jabs just, they annoy you. And you know that they're just pestering.
Blood trickling on the top of the nose of Mikey Garcia right now, as Martin again escapes danger in the corner. Martin has managed to take this crowd completely out of the fight. Haven't heard a big roar yet, and we're in round 5.
These rounds are going fast, and Mikey Garcia, like we like to say, he likes to take his time to figure out his opponent. But right now we're halfway through in the 10-round fight.
Good left hand, Mikey Garcia.
And it's set up by a left hand to the body by caught Martin pulling out. Which is what I noticed when I was watching Martin. He pulls out with his head up in the air. That's part of his kickboxing background.
It's very difficult to make that transition from kickboxing to boxing, or MMA boxing for that matter. Especially when it comes to footwork. As Garcia's trying to rough Martin up in the corner.
He's got his attention early in this exchange with 2 right hands. Now he's got him exactly where he wants him to be.
Putting all his weight now on Martin.
So this is exactly what we needed to see from Soto in the last fight. When you can't pin down your opponent, a southpaw opponent, you just gotta hit him in the body, trap him with the opportunity, and bang him right at the shoulders and the biceps, which is what Mikey Garcia is doing now. Yeah, that's a mental exhaustion there, because he knows that it takes so much mentally to keep Mikey Garcia off you like that. He's doing a good job 5 rounds in, but he still have halfway more to go. So that's probably what we're seeing right there. It's a mental fatigue.
Well, is Martin taking Garcia to school as he promised us he would do?
Surprisingly, so maybe not to school, but he's holding his own and he's definitely in this fight.
Nice flurry there for Martin.
It takes confidence. He countered the counterpuncher right there, so he knew exactly. He was ready to pounce on Mikey Garcia right there. That shows that he is confident.
A rare time that you saw Garcia off balance and out of position.
Stop!
Martin made it back. What?
It's a really good round by Sandor Martin. Box.
Yeah, you never know what the judges are thinking, Chris, but quietly Martin could be racking up some rounds here.
Well, he has been, to my eyes, an active puncher for most of the rounds in this fight. He's done it largely off counter punching, but he's been able to land, move off, and avoid shots like that, making Mikey Garcia miss.
And that's Mikey Garcia's probably his best punch. It's a simple one too, but he lunges in, blocking the right hand. Straight left jab, straight down the pipe with the right hand, but he's missing with the southpaw here.
Credit Sandor Martin for being more disciplined than I expected him to be. Watching his previous fights, he had been reckless where he's landed a nice left hand. He'd been kind of just aggressively reckless at times, chasing opponents down. I figured if he did that, Mikey would take advantage of it. He hasn't done that up to this point.
I didn't expect him to be this sharp and this confident. I mean, we saw the confidence, but ignorance is bliss sometimes. But this man, he's proving that everything he said, he's doing it now. Because he has a 4-division world champion stalking him. And he's doing everything to keep him off.
Chris, you said you didn't expect to see any ring rust from Garcia. How would you describe his performance from him so far?
It's hard to tell if there's any ring rust or if it's just Sandor Martin fighting a very good fight. Mikey Garcia has clearly not looked as good as we've seen him look in many of his careers.
I think it's a lot of Chris. I think I'm impressed with Sandor Martin and how he's following his game plan, giving his respect. Check hooking, like right there. He barely missed with that check right hook, but Mikey Garcia, he's leery of that. He's throwing the right shot, Martinez, and he's throwing him some good pop. There's a right hook again.
Good work out of the corner and off the ropes for Sandor Martin, who may have won another round.
So he's had 2 fights in time, but Mikey Garcia has had none.
Let's take a look at Chris Mannix's scorecard through 6 rounds.
Look, I think Sandor Martin is doing some excellent work in this fight. He is landing the cleaner punches, he is counter-punching beautifully, and he has been able to avoid those big shots from Mikey Garcia. So I give Sandor Martin an edge in this fight.
Let's check in now with Jessica McCaskill, and how concerned are you with Mikey Garcia?
I feel like he's looking for a KO, and he just needs to focus on winning rounds right now. Martin is moving and giving him angles and taking a lot of sting off of those punches. Mike needs to go to the body to slow him down.
You know, I was thinking a lot of times
I'm impressed, guys. I'm telling you. To have a fighter like Mikey Garcia, 4-division world champion, a guy that's been in there with some of the best fighters in the world.
A nice straight left hand. And we've got to ask this question now, Chris. Earlier I said, what's next for Mikey Garcia if he wins this fight? What's next for him if he loses this fight?
Probably a rematch.
Thank you. I mean, this would be a disaster, would it not? A monumental disaster. No one gave Martin a chance, but this crowd is eerily silent. Garcia hasn't landed a major punch in a while, as Martin just dances around, sticks and moves.
This is the beauty of self-belief and confidence. I mean, Sandor Martin was brimming with confidence and told us that he was going to school Mikey Garcia. He may not be.
It hasn't been an exciting fight, hasn't been a particularly good fight, but it has been a stunning fight in the fact that Sandor Martin seemingly is ahead of Mikey Garcia with only 3 rounds to go.
Well, you're not going to win an exciting fight with Mikey Garcia, so this is exactly what Sandor Martin wanted to do, and that's exactly what he said he was going to do. I mean, I'm really shocked and impressed right now with Martin, more than I am disappointed in what Mikey Garcia hasn't been able to do.
Let's look at Chris Mannix's scorecard on the screen, and he does indeed have the Spaniard Martin up 68 to 65. Chris, earlier I said, how big of an upset would this be? And you talked about it being monumental.
Maybe one of the biggest upsets I can recall. Sandor Martin came in here as a complete unknown, only a domestic fighter, no significant win on his resume, no significant fight on his resume, whereas in Mikey Garcia, you've had a guy that's already had a spot on pound for pound. So this would be as big an upset as it gets.
I mean, I don't recall Martin rather being buzzed at all, really being rocked with a shot.
He's pot-shotting right now. He's landing some good shots on Mikey Garcia. Garcia's a little leery just coming in now. He's respecting the pop of Martin. Just like that.
And that merely sent Garcia down, or maybe they tripped feet, but Garcia stumbled backwards.
He stumbled, but he also got a punch landed on him.
Yeah. Let's bring back in Jessica McCaskill. Jessica, give some tips to Mikey Garcia. How does he get back into this fight?
Martin is executing a perfect plan here. He's keeping his distance, he's keeping his space, and then when he's in close, he's not letting Mikey punch to the body. He's holding until the referee says stop. He breaks him up, and then he gets his space right back. Mikey's got to knock him out now in order to get this fight because he's behind on the scorecards.
At least a knockdown, but yeah, I totally agree with Jessica because that's exactly what a boxer does. You know, you don't let the aggressor get off on punches. Anytime Mikey Garcia tries to get something going, Martin clinches.
How confident are you in the judges here tonight, Chris?
Not at all, Todd.
All right.
Well, we already had one rather peculiar scorecard this evening when one judge scored at 116, 112, Ramon Soto in that fight 2 fights ago. Never surprises me when there are bizarre scorecards like that.
But they got it right. That's the important part.
2 did.
Well, Mikey Garcia has not gotten this fight right at all. He is perplexed at Sandor Martin, as we all are. No one, and I mean no one, expected him to do this. A big left hand for the Spaniard, scores again.
Stop! Break! Stop!
Not a lot of concern, it seems, in the corner of Mikey Garcia.
This is the 10th and final round.
And not a lot of concern in the corner of Sandor Martin. One more round, and you made history, they told him.
So here we go, 3 minutes left in this fight. As Sandor Martin seemingly is beating one of the best fighters of his generation and beating him rather convincingly. Although Garcia did have a pretty solid round 9. Let's see what happens here.
Good straight left hand from Sandor Martin. Once again, just coming right up the middle on Mikey Garcia and landing that punch.
Here's Chris Mannix's scorecard through 9 full rounds.
It was a good last 9th round for Mikey Garcia. I gave that round to him, but I've got an 87-84. He needs a knockdown or a knockout on my scorecard to win this.
You see Martin throw a check right hook right there, which is what Mikey Garcia, that's the reason he just can't walk in, because the right hook keeps slinging by the face of Mikey Garcia.
Let's check back in with Jessica. What do you make of Mikey Garcia's game plan?
I'm surprised it hasn't changed. He came in a lot harder in those first couple of rounds, and now it seems like he's faded and he can't really get a hold of Martin. Martin's moving a lot. Very smart move by Mikey, though. Right before the round started, he got some cheers from the fans. He's waving them on. Maybe to convince the judges that he is winning this fight.
He's trying to convince himself.
And there's two counters right there by Martin, and he clinches. Just smart boxing on his part.
What would a loss here tonight do to Mikey Garcia's legacy?
I don't know if it has an effect on his legacy. It would put him in a position to need
nobody from Spain that we had to look up on Wikipedia to find out who he was.
Coming off a 20-month layoff, not that it gives him a pass at all, but if there is a rematch, and again, I have no idea what these judges are going to see in this fight. But if he has a chance to avenge it and does, we kind of move past it. But right now, not a good look for Mikey Garcia.
A great look for Sandor Martin, I'm telling you right now.
This is life-changing, life-changing. If this goes his way, life-changing for Sandor Martin. He's already put himself on the world level mass. Like, he belongs on this stage. And now meets Mikey Garcia.
Little banter there from Martin. Telling Mikey Garcia, you're not hurting me. 30 seconds to go.
No real desperation surging at all these last couple of rounds.
There's not, and it seems like Sandor Martin wants to close the show. Still punching back with that right hook, Martin.
What a night for Sandor Martin, as he just beaten Mikey Garcia